Hello everybody, my name is Connor and I am here with Buggy versus Sanji. I have another double gravity blade start, which is great, but I knew that going into aggro and extreme aggro like this was going to be really tough, so I go ahead past turn 1. He's going to actually go ahead and play down the Sanji, just going super aggressive already. With my 3 Dawn, I'm just going to swing 5, try and get a card out of hand. He actually ends up taking, and I'm going to tap 3, play peel off, just trying to prepare myself for the aggro that is coming. Can't remember I mentioned, I've been recording a lot of videos back to back just because I got caught up with my backlog. So I am getting used to a new camera stand, which is why the video is a little like it's not the greatest view. You can't really see my Dawn, but my opponent is going to go ahead and Sanji ability, and I remind him that Sanji gains access to Rested Dawn. Do you want to play something out first? Which I regret doing because here he is swinging 7 at me with the Zoro, and I just got to take that. We get a Mr. 3, which is not terrible, but not great. He's going to go ahead and poke 5 here. I give him the 1k, and then now he is going to Sanji ability another 7. So turn 2, 2 7k swings. That hurts. That really hurts. And as you guys can see, I kind of don't have a lot of counter in my hand to start with. Could have definitely used a little more counter. I feel like this is one of those games I just don't have a lot of counter, but it's alright. We are at 5 Dawn now. We're going to try and match the aggression, I think, or block her up. I'm not sure. It kind of depends. So I go 5 into 3, just trying to clear the board of some of those scary bodies because the Zoro actually stays a 6k power. So we're going to tap 5 leader ability. I'm going to trash. At this point, I think I trashed Jozu. Don't know how I feel about that. We are going to go ahead and Mihawk to draw 2, trash 1. And I think I actually have to trash peel off. Just really needing those counters in hand at this point because, yeah, he is just going so aggressively here. Yeah, and I mean, as Sanji, if you keep a body on board, you are sitting good. And unfortunately, he is able to keep that Zoro on board. Next turn, since we are at 5, next turn we'll be able to Gravity Blade whatever he plays out, which is really nice. So, yeah, at least there's that, but it is. Sanji just has so much aggression, and I just think that Buggy needs some time to kind of ramp up, to warm up, if you will. So yeah, I knew this match was going to be tough, but I figured it was going to be fun. So I wanted to go over it anyways, just because I love Sanji. You guys know I love Sanji. So 7 swing, and I go ahead and give him the 8 with a 2k, 1k. Just trying to stay as alive as I can. We are going to go ahead, and he's going to go ahead, tap another, playing Sanji. He's going to put both his Dawn on Sanji, swinging the 8. And yeah, I go ahead and take. We get the stage. Not really what I want to see at this moment. And he's going to swing 5, but you guys know I'm going to block with Mihawk, so he just goes ahead and passes turn. With the 7 Dawn, as much as I would love to play stage down and cycle out some of the dead cards in my hand, such as two of the Gravity Blades or one of the Gravity Blades, I need to get rid of those bodies that he has on board. They are really, really quite scary. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and Gravity Blade both of these Zoros, getting them off the board. Just a little less aggression, and maybe I can recover. And we're going to just go 5 with a lead. And with the 2 life I'm at now, I believe, he ends up countering with the Robin, and I am thinking about swinging Mihawk, but I just know he's going to have at least one thing with Rush, at least. So I need to keep Mihawk up to protect myself because I don't have as many counters as I want to see. I do have Buggy, which is great. It is good removal at this point, and relatively cheap removal depending on what he drops. But he's deciding what he wants to drop. And I think we're just talking about, I like his first anniversary cards and his sleeves, and so we were just talking about that. Really love that Robin card from the first anniversary stuff is so nice. I know I have some and have definitely played with some of those. And yeah, so he ends up dropping Wapple, which is just honestly a little bit of a nightmare for me. I'm gonna go ahead -2 to Mihawk, swinging 9 at me, and I think I go ahead and take this. Not sure if I should have. Maybe I should have just let Mihawk go at that point, but I really wanted to get more counter in hand. Yeah, I think I definitely overvalue my blockers a lot of the time. So he swings 6. I gave him the 2K and passes. So Mihawk is back to a 7K body, but Wapple is a 9K body at this point. He keeps that plus 2,000. And there I am just making sure I remember how to play Wapple. It's been a hot minute since I played my Sanji deck. I actually dismantled it to build into other decks, unfortunately, but I will bring it back upon request. So we're going to tap 1, play down stage, hopefully get some cycle, hopefully see some big bodies. And I have a couple of options here. I don't really have a good Croc play. I would have to play into a 2 cost, so there is a chance that I'm actually going to try and cycle, to find a better 5 cost. I think that's probably what I'm going to do here. Or this is also a little, I want to call this an error, but yeah, I go ahead and trash Croc, and I'm going to play Buggy. Wapple is very scary for me. I want to remove him, and I don't think that necessarily is the error itself, but God, I wish I had saved it. I wish I had saved my my little Buggy just a little bit, but yeah, our hand looking kind of tough, but we do get the hit there with the 7K swing, and we're gonna pass turn. And yeah, I think this is the turn that I was really taken aback by. There was a couple turns where my opponent really shook me to my core, you know, which is cool, because I think my opponent is a little bit of a newer player. I know I've played him a couple times at tournaments, but I think he's a little newer, and so just seeing the level of play from him was really cool. Like, oh man, you really are getting that deck, and I hate it for me, you know. But yeah, always fun. I know that there's a lot of guys in the community who I've, you know, been watching them grow, like my buddy who plays Iceberg all the time. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. Love watching my homies get better at games while I stay mid. So he's gonna Otama, and then he's gonna use Rayleigh to pop Mihawk, and I'm like, shit, I wasn't expecting the Rayleigh. So yeah, definitely didn't get my Mihawk use there, and now he's got Rayleigh on board, which is just hard to deal with for any deck, but in the situation I am in right now with my Buggy, like, man, I wish I had 10 cost still to remove that. So I am going to go ahead and cycle out Gravity Blade and Croc to try and get to try and get another Buggy, and I don't end up getting Buggy, but I do end up getting another sexy Mihawk, as I like to call that altar. And I do have enough Dawn to play Mihawk down, and I'm thinking at this point, is like, unfortunate as it is, I don't really want to discard a card to play Mihawk, but I definitely have the Dawn to just play Mihawk down. But I am also thinking about playing down Pudding, and I don't think I actually play down Pudding, and I think he had about, I want to say 6 to 7 cards in his hand, and instead I swing 9 into lead, hoping that I can live this following turn, and I think I should have Puddinged. I don't think that Pudding would have been an awful choice. It would have shrunk his hand and perhaps given him less of what he needed. And I mean, you guys will see next turn, I think Pudding probably would have been a bit of a better play than just swinging 9. But we go ahead and drop Mihawk, hoping to find some counter. And we find 2 1Ks, so it's just, what do I want to discard? Unfortunately, we have to discard a 1K, and we are going to pass. So yeah, I definitely, like, watching this game again, I should have Puddinged. just because, wait till you guys see what my opponent does here. Absolute bullying of Buggy, if you ask me, and that's the only people allowed to bully Buggy are Croc and Mihawk, as far as I'm concerned. But I actually haven't even seen Cross Guild be formed yet. I just got out of Whole Cake, so we'll see. We'll see. So my opponent at 10 Dawn now, and I'm thinking, okay, well, there's gonna be one rush character. I can do this. But little do I know he's gonna tap 4 and play out Kid and Killer, and I'm like, oh yeah, I should have expected the Kid and Killer. So we counter out of that 7 going to 8, and I can already tell, like, I don't think I'm gonna live this turn. I do not think I'm gonna live this turn at all. Very unfortunate. I'm trying to think, okay, he puts, you know, he's gonna swing here, I block, he puts this here. And I'm like, okay, I think I can live. I think if I get a counter out of hand or out of life, I think I can live depending on what he does. You know, and I'm thinking that was his one rush. So I'm thinking about blocking, but then I remember Diablo Jambe is a thing. And I don't want him to do that. So I was gonna take life. Then I'm torn between, do I want to block? Do I want to counter? So I go ahead and block, letting Mihawk go because he has 5 Dawn left. Roughly 5 Dawn, I think. And depending on what he does here, I could be in trouble. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember. He is gonna go ahead. I think he's gonna tap another 4 if I remember correctly. He's just looking through his hand, trying to figure out the best play here. And yep, he's gonna tap another 4 and another Kid and Killer. So I'm thinking about taking, but let's see. If I took this life, I think, okay, yeah, I think if I took this life, I think I would have been okay. He's gonna go 5, and yep, I go ahead and get the stage, which is really the last thing I want to see there. And yep, he ends up playing the Sanji, taking his last life. Because I thought that was all his gas, but no, the Sanji for lethal, very well done. So yeah, I think even if I did take that last life, I think I would have been cooked. If my life, I think, was like a 2k or any counter, I think I would have potentially had a chance. But no, holding on that Sanji for lethal, very, very good, as well as playing 2 Kid and Killers. And if I had pudding, then maybe he wouldn't have had Kid and Killer. Hindsight's 2020, am I right? So yeah, I thought that game was really fun, and I wanted to show it off because, I mean, any chance that Red Sanji gets to shine like that, I'm gonna talk about it. But yeah, that is gonna do it for me, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys liked this video, hit that like button down below. Helps me out more than you can ever know. Go ahead and subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.